Hi, my name is Greg Perkins. Today I'm going to be going over how I use Canvas for Math13 at Hartnell College. So I've created this class here, Statistics Perkins, which has all of the information that I use for my online class and my in-person class, make all of this information available to all of these students. But I put it in this called Statistics Perkins because then I shared it to what's called the Commons. And that way you can upload all of it or any part of it that you want, and I'll show you how to do that later on. First, what's in there? So let's go into the class. I actually set this up for my Summer of 17 class, so this is the welcome page. I have them read the syllabus, etc. But what I wanted to show you is, first of all, the modules. This is where the majority of the information is kept. So here in the modules, I have created notes, lecture notes, both in PDF and video form for each and every section that we cover in Math 13. So students can decide to just come in here and click on the PDF. And these are all notes that I created myself. Of course, you could just use them if you want to. You don't have to use them at all, or you could replace them once you've looked at them and said, well, I can do better than that. So with these notes, they are abbreviated form. I'm only going over the most important ideas of this section. And students can either read them here on the screen. That makes it pretty big and readable. Or they can click this little icon and they can download the notes, print it out, read it themselves. Okay, let's go back into the modules. So with all of these, like I said, I also created a video lecture so students can go in and watch the video instead. Now the videos are actually stored on YouTube, but they play through Canvas. So I've just created this little link and then it will play the lecture. And the lectures
aren't a lot of, or really very few rules. It's mostly
the videos are anywhere from 9 to, I would say, 30 minutes, depending on how involved the material is. And students can click on YouTube and that will take them into YouTube and they could watch the video there. But they can also make it, usually you can make it full screen for some reason. Mine's not letting me right now. So anyway, that is part of what's in the modules. Then with each chapter or chapter or two, I have overview questions. That way it's mixing the ideas together rather than just going section by section. And the students can then watch me solve those by watching the video. Now in all of my classes, I have handouts that they need to do. In statistics, they're called Review 1 through Review 7. And these, like I said, this is set up for the summer class, so these due dates are for the summer class. So these students need to look at these questions. I encourage them to print it out and do the work in the space provided. If it's an in-person class, then they definitely have to do that. For an online class, they can turn in the work online. So nevertheless, I would encourage them to print it out, write their solutions in the spaces provided, and then when they're ready to turn in these reviews, they would go over here to quizzes and just click on the quiz, and it will ask the same questions. So it's the exact same questions that I asked on the page, but they just type it in here and then it sends it to me. It is possible to have the Canvas grade numerical or multiple choice questions, but I've just elected to go ahead and grade them myself. So many are free response or some type of explanation. So I just have them type them in and I go in and then grade them myself. Okay, let's go back to modules and see what else is in there. So there's also the formula card that they need for table A2, A3, etc. Being able to find p-values with the calculator. the TI-84 directions, etc. So not only do I have this for all of the chapters, but there's also, like I said, these reviews. And at the very end, there's even a review for the final, etc. So there's a lot of information that students have in here. So with my online classes, they definitely use this a lot. With my in-person classes, it's not a requirement, but students that are having difficulty in the class say that this really helps them to be able to go and watch the video. It's not going to be exactly the same examples or exactly the same information as in class, but like I said, I do cover the highlights and the most important things. All right, let's see. Next there is, so I have the syllabus in here. So that way everybody has access to the syllabus. And I even have a quiz on the syllabus. It's listed down here. So just basic things like what day of the week is homework due and things like that, just to make sure that they have read the syllabus. It's also possible to keep grades in Canvas. So this is a shell course. In other words, there are no students in it, but usually Canvas would automatically populate their names. You set up the categories and you type in their grades and they will show up here. And that way students can always log on to Canvas and see what is their grade, how are they doing, what happened to my grade if I missed that quiz last Thursday or something like that. So as far as setting up the grades and the assignments, that takes a little while and I didn't want this video to get bogged down, so I've created a separate video just on setting up the gradebook. And I will share that with you when I send the link for this video. I'll send you the link for the creating the grades and the assignments and all the different categories so that it's 2 shorter videos rather than one very long one. Another thing that I wanted to go over was setting up quizzes. So you would just say, you would have this category quizzes because you don't really have a choice. Canvas puts this in here no matter what. So whether you use it or not, the button's there. So anyway, you would go in here and say, add a quiz. You put the name of it. Is it going to be graded or not graded? You can type in some instructions. Assign it, when is it due, when is it available, etc. And then you would click right here to start making the question. So you say, all right, here's a new question. You can type in your question. You can make it, as you see, multiple choice, fill in the blank. Quite often I just say it's an essay question because I just want them to type in the answer. There are some times when it's a numerical answer. And so you can say, here's the exact answer, and then that the exact answer is 90. And just because of rounding error or something like that, you might want to say the margin of error is going to be 0.2. So if they say anything from 90.2 down to 89.8, then the computer will grade it as correct. So you would then just say, update the question when you're done. It's very important down here, whenever you're done with something in Canvas, that you say save and publish. Well, I always use save and publish. Save and publish means it's been saved to my account and it's been published that the students can then see, hey, something was created in Canvas. If it's a quiz that I'm not going to assign for a while, well, if I set the date so that it's not available for 2 weeks, they're not going to be able to get into it for 2 weeks. They would just see it's been created. If you don't want the students to see that, just press save, and then later you would press publish. And that's very easy to do. Over here you can see this is the little publish icon. So these have been saved, but since this is not a live class, this is just a shell, I haven't published them because there's nobody in the class to look at them. You would just click this button and now it's published. All the students would be able to see review number 2 has been published. And one other little thing with Canvas over here in the settings, there's lots and lots of things you can do. One thing that is helpful, but I don't, oh, here it is, student view. So whenever you are in class and you're trying to show students in class how Canvas works or something like that, but you don't want them to see the student names and ID numbers of other students, etc. You just click on student view, and then it's going to be this purplish color to let you know you're now in student view. So you're going to see what the students see. So it's sometimes helpful also when you publish it and you wonder, well, what does that look like for the students? You click on this student view and then you see exactly what the students see. And the other thing that I wanted to show you is for this class that I created, Statistics Perkins, where all of these notes, videos, quizzes, etc. are stored, you can import that by just going over here to Import from Commons. So right now I'm on the home page. A lot of these pages will have this over on the right hand side. So import from Commons. And Commons is the common area where a lot of people have uploaded their own videos, etc., classes for Canvas. And then you can just type in Statistics Perkins. You'll need to type slowly because as you start typing, it starts searching. And it doesn't seem to want to search and listen to you type at the same time. So type slowly. See, I just typed P-E-R, P-E-R-K-I-N. There we go. So this is it right here. So this is a copy of what I was just showing you. You click on that, and then it's right here, Statistics Perkins, and you just say import to course. And all of that material, the videos and all of that, will be then imported to your Canvas. And then you can go through it and throw away what you don't like, keep what you do like. So that's about how it's done. Bye.